Welcome, everyone. This is Basics of Biblical Hebrew 3, and today we are going to work on decoding. So I'm not sure if you guys remember what decoding is. You probably all did it because most of the people learn to read. If you've been over the age of 30, most of us learn to read by decoding, and that's where we sound things out, and we have some reading rules. Whereas you may have kids or you may know kids and they may have learned to sight read. It is a method that works for some people. It doesn't work for a lot of people. So a lot of schools are actually going back to decoding. So we're learning to read decoding, and we are actually going to work on a couple important rules or a couple important changes that happen to words when we're looking at them in Hebrew. Now, I want to tell you about this chapter. This chapter is a hard chapter or a hard week. And it's not meant to have you learn the chapter, as in, I don't expect anybody to go out of their way and say, now I know. Like, we're going to learn about a thing called a dagesh tonight. And I don't expect anybody to be able to say, Madison, I totally understand dageshes. And the reason why I say that is because you haven't been able to apply it to anything yet. But what I hope to get out of this is the stuff that I teach you tonight. You're going to have this set of reading rules or this packet of information so that when we do start reading, these are some of the basic things that you're going to need to go back to a lot in the beginning. So I don't know if there's a way to cut and paste to make a nice, neat sheet. I couldn't get it big enough so you could read it. So I had to break it out into different slides. Or if, you go to work and you're able to print them, or however it works. But these are going to be good references, and they're going to help us as we start. So here we go. Let's start looking at decoding again. And we're always review a little bit of stuff beforehand. And again, don't worry if you don't have all the vowels, if you don't have everything. As we get going, you'll see tonight it'll make more sense. Okay, so again, this is the Aleph Bet, and everybody should be getting better and better at this. I expect at this point, you may have a couple letters that you have a problem with. Is my screen okay, big enough for everyone? Can you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down? Can you see it okay? Okay, so Ramona, it's okay, thank you. Okay, so if we look over here on the Aleph Bet, hopefully you see my cursor. I'm just going to go through it really quick again. So it's Aleph, Bet, Vet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yud, Kav, Kav. Okay, final Kav. Lamed, Mem, final Mem. Noon, final Noon. Samik, Ayin, Pei, Fei, final Fei. Zadi, final Zadi. Kuf, Resh, Shin, Sin, Tav, and Tav. And we're going to talk about some of the odd things in here. I also want to remind you that if you are learning to write Hebrew, this is how your Hebrew is going to work. And if you're like me, you hope that your Hebrew looks like this when you write it. Writing Hebrew is a challenge. And so if you want to learn to write, if you ever want to go to Israel and read street signs or do some stuff like that, actually being able to write it helps. So I just want to let you know, and we're going to move on. Okay, here's the vowel chart. I'm not really going to go through it again today, but it is here. I just want to remind you that vowels never stand alone. And that's going to matter later on. And when we talk about vowels, not this week, but in a few weeks, you're going to see more of these boxes and X's. And all that means is that stands for that there should be a letter here, or this should be a letter. And then you will see the actual vowel, whether it's a dot vowel or a line vowel. And there's vowel families. Again, I'm not expecting you to know them all. We will work on them. The ones that I hope that you know a little bit right now are the A's and the E's. Excuse me. We start out with A's, A sounds, and E's a lot. So if you need to focus on just two, focus on those two right now, the A's and E's. And then we're going to move to O's. Okay. Okay. Again, really quickly, just reviewing, vowels are never found in front of the box. So if there's a letter and there's a vowel in front of the letter, something went wrong. They're found underneath, they're found behind it, even sometimes behind another letter, a vowel helper, behind it in the middle or on top. They're never found in front. Okay. Again, this is the letter chart, and this is another one. There we go. That's who I was waiting for. There's Donald. Thanks for joining, Donald. I think he's in. Did he make it? Yay, he made it. Okay. Okay. So Donna just want to let you know that we're recording. So okay, because I didn't get a chance to tell you that. Okay, so here's our vowels. And again, I use this chart because it's the simplest. And when I talk about the names, these are the names I'm going to give you. So it's one of the charts that I tell people that some like different charts. But if you want a chart and you want to know when Madison says that's a Kamatz and you forgot what Kamatz is, you can look back at this chart and be like, oh, it's the T-shaped one. Okay. I use hand signals again. I'm reminding you, Kamatz, Patak, Sari, I go like this or I go like this. Sagol, I sometimes, it's hard. You can't see me. I make the eggs in a basket. Shiva, I do that a lot. Okay. So I do try to use some hand signals on the top line. It works mostly. Underneath that, it doesn't work at all. The Patak Kamatz and this group behind it, the Hataf Patak and the Hataf Kamatz, those are your A's. We have your E's and I's again in the rest of the middle section. And at the end, we have your O's. So that's just your overview. And there's your chart. Okay. We're not going to deal with diphthongs yet, but those are just more combinations. Again, I left this up. This is probably will go away by next week unless you really like it. This is the vowel chart that one of the classmates made, and it just breaks them into different categories. Okay. And this is the more precise vowel chart. This also has the diphthongs and vowel combinations. So they're there for you to use. Okay. One of the reminders I need to give you is that we have letters that are vowel holders and vowel helpers. And again, the aleph is always a holder and the ayin is always a holder. You're going to look for a vowel there, or if it's at the end of the word, it could just be by itself because it's a consonant at the end. So it doesn't do anything makes no noise without a vowel. Vowel helpers, sometimes they can make noise and sometimes they are just a vowel holder. So we will talk about those and they will absolutely make more sense when we're doing words. Okay, let's look at the zigzag reading again. Okay. Because I'm going fast through this because we've done this already. So we have the word me. We start at the top of a word and we go down. So that would be me. We have, okay. Sorry, guys, my son. And I am recording. Thank you. This is me. Okay. We start here and we go to 2. And then we have to just remember that this vowel is together. Okay. When we're reading a word again, we start at the 1 on the top. We read to the bottom. So that would be ma and ah. So that'd be ma. And then we go over to the left and a T. And that will make a difference because there are times when we have to figure out a reading rule by going backwards. And so this zigzag reading may be something that you need to keep. This chart, you may need to keep this out. The same thing with yom. We start at the top with the yom. Okay, the top of the yod. There's no vowel underneath it, so it's just a Y sound, yup, because there's a vowel holder and a helper. So this is your first seeing the vowel holder. This is a vav, an olam vav. So it's considered a vowel. And so that would be wa, o, or ya, o. And then we finish it up with the M sound. So yom. Zigzag reading. This is a good chart. And it's important to know the direction that we're putting our letters together. Okay, now, this is where I'm going to ask you guys to take turns. If you are able or in a position to be able to read, I want to help you but I need people to, we need to start sounding out some words. These are word fragments. Some are actual words and some aren't. Most aren't. These are, let me use the example in the middle because it's easy to see. This is a bet. This is an ah sound, and this is a t. Okay. And so together, this is bot. Okay. And so you notice for zigzag reading, we start at the top, we go to the ah sound, and we go to the T. So I'm going to ask Donald, if you wouldn't mind, could you show us how to read the first line?
Of.
Can you see it?
Is that odd?
Yes.
Og.
Mm-hmm.
Of. Oh, sorry.
That,
Oz. That's
yes.
a bot.
Mm-hmm.
Bach.
Mm-hmm.
Ba.
Mm-hmm.
Va.
Okay.
Abba.
Okay.
Or Ava.
Ava. Yes. Okay. So these are easy words because there's only basically two sounds. This one at the end had an extra sound. Okay. So we have to take a look at our first letter, and we've got to read through it. So would someone else volunteer to work through with me? I'm going to help you go through the second line. Would someone help read and help me as I show you how to work through these?
I can do the second row.
Okay. So Naomi, can you do it, or do you need me to help you work through it?
I think I can do it.
Okay, great.
All right. So the second row would be heat.
Yep.
Heave.
Yep.
Heave.
Heave. Yep.
Heat.
Heed.
Id.
Yeah.
Ye.
Yeek. This one's more yeek.
And then the other one is ye.
Yep.
Be ye.
Okay.
Ki ye.
Yep.
Be ha.
Yes. Okay. Great. Tov mayod, as we say in Hebrew. Very good. Now, one of the things that I want to let you know, I forgot to tell you, I got my new retainer in. So hopefully I'm saying everything clearly. If I don't, please let me know. It takes me usually a couple weeks to get used to any new appliance. So yes, so you did a great job. I want to point out this word, the second one to the end, key. The key is the kaf with the dagesh in the middle, and the hirik yod. Key you're going to have a lot of, so that's a very common word. And it's used as a prefix, and we'll talk about that a lot in another day. But yes, you did a very good job. Now I think Yatina, you're driving, right? I think she's driving. So Raphael, do you want to try to work through a line with me, or do you want me to rotate with some other people?
Well, I'm actually here. I can try this line if you like.
Good. Yes, if you're there. I wasn't sure. Okay, go ahead. Do you want to try line 3 on your own? And if you need help, just ask, or do you need me to help you work through it?
I'm gonna need for you to help me work through it, but I think the first is ta.
So at, yep.
At.
Yep.
The second is da.
So ba z. So
z.
Yep. So baz.
Ba.
Yep, you're doing good. So see,
Okay.
ba and then z.
Z.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
This one here, I think It is new.
So,
Eh,
so this one is really close. So we knew this was a Z, so this is a Z sound too, right? Does those look alike? And now this first one is looks like a new, it's very close, but it's actually V. It's actually a vat. Or I mean vav, I mean. So
okay.
you know, sometimes vav is a vowel holder and sometimes it's actually spelt out. This one doesn't have that little seat. So that's why I'm glad we're working through this. So that will help everyone else. So if this is a V sound, we have the E sound like the mouse that's underneath the seat, and we have a Z. So try that again. Yeah, Viz. So yeah,
Yes.
V-E-Z, Viz. Exactly. So this is Boz and this is Viz.
Viz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, try the next one. You're doing great. You have the harder one because you have some E's. And I said we weren't going to do E's, but I lied. We're doing E's. Oh, good. Here's Lee. Hello, Lee. Okay. So, okay. So are you on eat or did I just say your word?
It's the second one because that's an E sound.
Yeah. And this is a T sound, right? This is tet.
Mhm.
So say it one more time.
Eta.
So eat.
Eta.
Eat. Yeah.
Eta.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try this one. So we know we have, do you remember what this first sound is up here?
The.
Yep. And then we have what here? Yep.
Ba.
So that doesn't have the dot. So you may have said V, I'm not sure. That's a V.
Oh, okay. I said buh as in boy.
So if it had the dot, it would have been the B. So remember our first one was Boz because it had the dot. Now this is the very exact same thing, but no dot. So now try to say the word then.
V.
Yes. So put it all together and you'd have
Gov.
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 Yeah, you got it. Okay, now this one is very close to this one. Okay, it's a little bit rhymey. So do you remember what these sounds are?
The.
Yeah.
G.
Yeah.
Dug.
So if you put it together, it'd be dog.
Oh, dog.
Yep. Because just like a little kid, you know, you're doing perfect. Because just remember, when we think about how we learn to say cat, right? When we're a little kid, we go ka, t, ka, t, and then eventually we put it together and we say cat. So you're doing exactly perfect. You're decoding exactly perfectly, and that's what I'm looking for. So
it's a little difficult because I'm trying to picture the words, and I'm more of a visual person.
Yeah, it's tough. So
the next one is ta e.
Yeah. Okay, so now this one's tricky because this one is a heroic yod. So these two go together. So you said it perfectly in the beginning without that. So try again. This is a T sound, and this would be a what sound then?
But you say the yo is up there, but it's a syllable breaker.
Well, no, the yod isn't the syllable. The yod here is connected to this heroic. It's a heroic yod. So it's all one word. It makes the E a little bit longer. So this one in English, you would drink a couple. Yeah. What did you say again?
T.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. So it just makes it a little longer. In English, we would say T-E-A maybe, or T-E-E maybe, but here in Hebrew, the yod is making it longer. Like, you know how when you have golf and you tee off T-E-E, the yod kind of magnifies the letter, the vowel that it goes with. So that's what this is. So great job. Okay, try the next one.
E. Yo.
Okay.
He.
So he, perfect. It just be he. That's right, because the at the end, the aleph at the end is silent. So perfect. Okay. So T and he in English rhyme to us, even though they don't even look anything close to what we would think. They do have the heroic yods, but okay. So let's try the last one.
Okay. The. Yo. Ga.
Yep. Now, this is a bigger word. So I would suggest let's break it up this way. Put the D and the A sound together. So you have what?
The.
Yep. And now put the Y and the A sound together.
Ya.
Yep. So you have da, ya, and then what do you close it off with?
Ga.
Yep. So put that all
Da,
together.
ya, ga.
Yep. Da, yag. Yep.
Oh, da, ya. Okay.
Yep. Like I said, you did all those right. The only thing that you didn't do, which you didn't have to, because I'm showing you how, is to actually do the last step of decoding, which is translate that little bit of vowel at the end from k, a, t to cat. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's a natural thing that, yeah, it's just a thing that everyone from kindergarten to 100 years old has to do. Does anyone want to try line 4? Great job, Yatina. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Mhm.
Okay. Anyone want to try? Okay. I will show you how this one's done. Did I lose Lee? I think I lost him.
I'll do it.
Oh, well. Oh, I hope
There
he
you go.
didn't. Oh, there you are. Okay. Good. I just wanted to hope I didn't lose you. Did you want to try one or you just want to listen and kind of get caught up?
I'll listen to 4 to get caught up. Yeah, because I was
Okay.
trying to figure out, like, as you guys were speaking, because I got in the
Oh,
middle
perfect.
of
Okay, good. I'll do 4 and then let's see. We'll find which one you want to do next. Okay, so let's try this again. So we have our k, right? There's a dot in that cough, so it makes a k sound, and we have the a below it. So here's our zigzag reading, and then we go zigzag to the left, and that's the ch sound. So we have kach, the kach, like that ach, so kach. Okay. Here we start with the B and we have a heroic yod. So that just makes the E more pronounced. So B. Okay. So B, E, and that's all we have. B. Okay. Then we have a Vav. And remember, a Vav can be a vowel holder or it can be pronounced. And so because it's the beginning and it's got a vowel underneath it, that's an A, this would be Va. And then we're going to add the V to it. So V. So Vav. Vav. Okay. Let's try the next one. So the next one is this sound here is key. And then we have a V sound at the end. So we're going to go Kiev. Kiev. Okay. Then this one is ga with a T sound because this is tet. So got. Got. And so I hope as you're getting used to it that you think about try to do if there's a vowel under the first letter, which 99.9% of the time there is, doing those two sounds together now. So he and then the d, because this closes the consonant or closes the word. Heed. Heed. So that'd be kind of like, could be like hid too, like our English thing of hid, H-I-D. If we were to translate that, I'd write H-I-D. Okay. And then we have yad. So ya, so ya. And then we close it with D. Okay. Now, this one, I want everyone to pay attention to this one. This one has a little bit of a twist. And I haven't taught you this, but we are going to work on this in the next, this week and next week. Hopefully this week, if not next week for sure. This is a za sound. So this is our Zion and this is our ah. So this is za. Okay. And this is ka. And then we have this H at the end. And I don't know if I mentioned it, but when the H sound or the hey is at the end of the word, okay, it doesn't make a sound, okay? So that's one of those weird exceptions. Don't worry about for now, because I want to show you how this works. In fact, in my class earlier today, we were working on a piece of grammar and we were trying to say, how can you tell the difference? And I'm going to show you because it was kind of funny. We were learning the word malka, which is queen. So if you can see my lips, it's malka. Okay, malka. Okay. If you want to say her king for grammar, you have to change it. You have to put this H at the end. Okay, now watch my lips. Malka. Malka. You're adding that extra to the end. I have to tell you honestly, did anyone hear that extra H at the end? For the most part, it's so hard to hear. So if you say za, ka, and you kind of put a little extra H at the end, it would be really hard for me to tell. But most of the time, the rule is if there's an H at the end, you don't say it. So some rule to put in the back of your head. And then when I say it again, sometime when the word matters or it's more complicated, you'll be like, oh, I remember Madison said that. Okay. So, but this would be za, ka. Okay. Because we just have the two lines, za and ka, and that's blank. And then now we have gi, da. And the same thing, there's an H at the end, so we don't do anything. So gi is our first syllable, our first sound, ga, I, da, a. Gi, da. So that's why I have gi, da. Okay. Let's try. Does anyone want to give line 5? Is anyone ready to try line 5?
Sure.
Okay.
Hag,
Mm-hmm.
hag,
Well,
hag.
yeah.
Hag samea. Hag.
Yes.
Zine,
Nope. Just check the bottom. It's not standing on anything, so it has to be a what?
oh, I'm sorry. Ziv,
Yes.
Ziv. Tav,
Mm-hmm.
ki.
Mm-hmm.
Yach,
Yes, exactly. And hold on, Donna, let me stop you 1 second. Another little thing that I will teach you, so I don't know if you want to know it now or I'm overwhelming you, is when you see an A and a cough at the end, think of ak. I know we talked about the fake final. This is that fake final, ak. So it's yak. So when that's an example of the fake final. We'll get into that more. I just wanted to point it out in something that you were actually reading. Okay, go ahead, Donald.
div,
Mm-hmm.
get.
Oh, not as much of it. Did you say an
Oh,
E
God.
or an A? Yeah,
Got.
God. Yeah.
And kaka.
Yeah, my Hebrew students think that's so funny.
Yeah, I can see why.
The little kids are like, "Ha, ha, ha, ha." Good job, Donald. Tov Mayod. Okay, did a great job. Okay. Anybody want to try line 6? Okay. Okay, here we go. So we have,
I gotta test it.
oh, you want to try? I'll work through if you either A, tell me where you need help, or
Mhm.
2, we'll go from there.
Okay, I'll be really slow because I'm trying to look at
That's okay.
the actual structures for both of them
Yeah.
at the same time. So let's see. The first one is that a Z za zaha zah
So za, and then ka. That ha, the CH sound.
The ha.
Za and the CH.
The C is zach. Zach.
So za.
Is it kind of guttural? Oh no, so it's just zach.
Yes, it's the ha. This is the hala sound. The ha. So zach.
Zach. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I was thinking because I'm looking at the het. It says
Mhm.
guttural. I was like, okay.
Yep.
Zach. Oh, and this one I get mixed up with the M.
There's a tear on the
Is that
top.
ta
Ta. Yes, exactly.
ta you
There's a
Ye-
mouse underneath your chair.
yeed
Eid. Yeah.
yeed no, ka kite kite cough.
So let's see.
Cough.
Here, let's look right here. So, and right here, right? So, do you remember what any of these were? These letters were here.
Is that that's not the nun, is it? Oh,
Nope.
the yod, is it the yod hey or something?
Nope, this is the va. So, and that's a good thing. I'm glad you said that. Okay, let's look at the yud. I don't know if you can see. You guys can't see my thing very well. It's not showing. Can you see me circling something?
No, it's really hard
No.
to see.
Okay, so if you go here, so the line that you are on, okay, the
Six.
1, 2, 3, the third word on line 6 starts with yod. So the yod is little,
Mhm.
right? So we have the thing here is what? Is longer, right? So it
Yeah.
can't be a yod. Now, I'm trying to find a noon. A noon, is there even one in here?
Probably a
A
don.
noon has a noon sits on, it has a platform that it sits on. So it kind of looks like a
Noon.
vav.
Is that what that is? Is that a final noon?
So no, this, because it doesn't go below the line, but that was a great guess. This is a vav.
Oh, well, okay.
So if you go, where are you at? I lost it. You're 6. Are you
Yeah,
on the
the
fourth
fourth.
one?
Yeah, 6 on the fourth one.
Yes. Okay. So we have vav. So this is a vav. This is a vav. So, okay.
Okay.
That's a very important thing. I'm so glad you said that. Vavs, they're not noons because they don't have a base. Okay. They're not yods because they're longer, but they're not final noons because they don't go beyond the line. Does that help?
Oh, I'm gonna have to write that down. That's great.
Okay. I can say it again if you need me to. So, because it helps to say things 3 times. Okay. If you see a vav, how you know it's not a yod because the yod is super short. Okay. It's not a noon because the noon will always have a base that it sits on. Okay. And it
Okay.
is not a final noon because final noon goes below the line. And it didn't go below. It's right there. Oops. Sorry, guys. It's right there. It's not below the line. And that's how you know it is a vav. Okay. The other last thing that I can say about it is that it's top. It's not a Zion because if you look at line 3, the third one in, that Zion has in the middle. You know, its top is straight in the middle,
Mhm.
whereas Vav, it comes out the side. So those are the ways that you can know a letter. And I will say this a lot of times to you guys. So do not feel bad. Knowing how to tell the difference is really important. So, but it's also a process. So
Mhm.
no problem. Okay. So what do you think this is? I know you probably drive one of these.
A
Well,
calf.
it sounds like a cow. Yeah, it's a car. Sounds like a car, but it's a cow. Sorry. I meant to say it sounds like something you drive, a cow. If you're from Boston, we drove
Yeah,
cars all the
from
time.
Boston, you're right. We're drinking a lot of cats.
Yeah, exactly. So, sorry, I forgot I'm not in Boston anymore. Okay. Okay, let's try this next one.
This one is Kith.
So,
Keith.
Kiev. Yeah. So, sounds like that city. Kiev. Perfect. Okay, what about this one?
Keys. Is it a B? Bag? Bag?
Yeah, bag or bag. Yeah, take it to the grocery store. Okay, and how about this one?
Da.
Da. Da. Because the H is at the end, so we don't do what to the H.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just da. So if
Da.
you were a baby, you'd be saying da, da, da. And in Hebrew, you could write it this way, da, da, da. Okay.
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 No, that's good.
And I try to use a little bit of humor because that helps us remember it, you know, as much as possible. Okay. So do you guys want me to, you know what? Does anybody else want to try, or I'm going to read the last line and then we're going to move on. All set? Because I didn't know. I think Raphael's the only one that, but he doesn't have to do it yet. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just going to read this last line so you, when you rewatch the video, okay? This is God. This is Kav. This is Ba. This is B. Then we have Av. Then we have Hav. Then we have Bag or Bag. Bag. Then we have Beat, like bit, but beat because we draw it out a little. And then we have ka ta, because that's 2 vowels. Okay, so that's the reading, and I'm glad we finally started that. That's what we needed to start. That's going to make things seem easier. Now, let me remind you really quick, this is where things are going to get really muddy. They're going to be as clear as mud because these are slides that you could keep or put together in some form because these are reference slides. And knowing this stuff is way going to help you when you get reading bigger words, meaning beyond 4 letters. So, and that happens fast in Hebrew because we put together little sections to make words. So I encourage you, don't feel overwhelmed. Just be like, okay, this is the stuff she gave me to know. Now, really quick, I'm going to go through some of this because I need to get to something else. Open syllables are consonant and vowels, okay? So we'll talk about those more. Closed syllables are consonant, vowels, consonants. Even if you don't remember, when you learn to read, probably for most of you, your teacher did say this. There's one exception, which you don't need to know right now, but I'm telling you, once in a while, in a rare lifetime, you see a consonant, vowel, consonant, consonant. It only happens at the ends of the word. It is really strange. It's usually a K sound attached to something that you feel like shouldn't have a K sound. So you'll see one, you'll think it's funny when you see it, and then we'll laugh. But I'm just telling you, it is there because this is a reference. The thing you need to know is this. The number of vowels in a word determines the number of syllables in that word. So when we're trying to divide things up, I'm going to ask you, how many vowels does it have? I'm going to have you look at that because then you'll be able to say, oh, okay, this has to be 2 syllables. Okay. So that's what you need to get out of it today is the number of vowels in a word determines the number of syllables that are in that word. And that's a big cheat sheet. I wish someone would have taught me that earlier. They didn't teach me that because that's not how they taught kids back then. So let's use an example, okay? Every syllable must begin with 1 consonant and have only 1 vowel. So we have on the left here the word Av. The word Av means father, okay? But it's a consonant. The aleph doesn't make a noise, but that's why it's there. Because we have to start it with a consonant. We have to have a vowel. And we can end it with a consonant. Okay. There's open. Remember, we talked about open syllables and closed, but here you go. It has to have a consonant and a vowel. So that's Av. Okay. Now let's go to another example. Okay. This one looks hard because this has got a whole bunch of letters, but only 1 vowel because this is the vowel holder. Okay. This is Vav and it's being used as a vowel holder. How do you know that Vav is being used as a vowel holder? The answer is this. There's no other vowels in that word. Do you see any other dots or dashes or letters anywhere in that word? Nope, you don't. So you know that this Bob has to be the vowel. Okay. The hey is the consonant to start the letter. Hey. Now this is a ooh. Remember I told you it's like getting hit in the stomach. The sharuk is like getting hit in a ball. A hard ball comes at you and you're probably going to go ooh. So we have huh, ooh, and the aleph makes no sound at all because there's nothing there. Okay. So this word is who, and who means, just so you know, it means he or it. It's one of those words you're going to get used to. You're going to get used to all the time. In fact, in the Bible, you'll see who Eloheinu. It means he, God, or it, God, it, the God, it. Translation will be funky when we get there. So it's who, because it's consonant. The vav is the vowel with the holder, the dot, and then consonant. So consonant, vowel, consonant, okay? And these are the rules. Each consonant must have one vowel. A consonant can stand alone if it's closing a letter. So we have av. There's no consonant because why? It's the last of the letters in a syllable. There's no more word left or there's no more syllable left, okay? And then here is the rule for this vav here. If there is no vowel that goes with a letter, the letter is a consonant rather than a vowel. So here we go. There is no vowel that goes with the letter, so it's a consonant. This one too, the hey in the beginning, there is no letter that goes with it, so it's a consonant. And Hebrew, with exception of that one exception at the very end, Hebrew does not allow for two consonants to be placed together. Doesn't happen. Okay. So let's look through this again. Okay, I'm going to help you pronounce this. The first part is using our zigzag reading, okay, for open syllables, which is our first one. We're going to look for the consonant and its vowel. So we have ba and ah, so consonant, vowel. We know we have two vowels, right? We have a kamatz and a kamatz. So we know it has to be two consonants, right? So if you have two vowels, you have to have two consonants. So then we take a look at the rest of the word and we have consonant. So we know we have a consonant vowel. We got that. Okay. After the consonant vowel, is the next letter another consonant with a vowel? Yes, it is. We have a bet and we have a kamatz. And then we look, what's our next letter? Okay, well, zigzag reading tells us our next letter is the resh, and below it is another kamatz. So is the next letter another consonant with the vowel? Okay, yes. So that means our syllable breaks right there. So that line, and I will have you do that when we start to get to homework again, you're going to be breaking up a lot of words. I'll tell you, please make a line between your syllables. And that's what you do. So consonant, vowel, ba, okay, ra. So ba, ra, okay. And the aleph at the end just closes it out, okay. So ba, ra means to create. So if you were to look up the first line in Hebrew, okay, Baruch, bara, I think is it Elohim? I think those are the first three words in the Bible. Okay, because bara means to create. Okay, so is everyone okay with that? Can you give me a thumbs up or thumbs down, or is everyone okay? Okay, Ramon, you're good. Okay,
That
I have a
helps a lot.
question.
Could you emphasize that?
good. That helped.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
had a question though.
Oh, yep. What's your question?
When you're putting in this case, the consonants, you have the consonant in English following the vowel. So it really would be the C and then the V, and then the
Yeah.
C and the V and the C.
Yeah.
But
So
you sort of, you have to do a real quick mental flip to go from English reading left to right to Hebrew reading right to left.
Yes. And I have to tell you, I apologize for that right off in advance. Going from Hebrew to English in slides is immensely difficult. So I just want to tell you that sometimes it's just a mental flip. So keep asking those questions when they come, because there's no other way for me to do it. It's like sometimes I get it all on the slide and it totally moves. So I try to find if I can find the word someplace else. Like you'll see some look different. This one I had to actually do on my own. So yeah, so just hang in there with me on some of those. Good question, Donald. Okay, so let's look at closed syllables. So we already seen a whole bunch of closed syllables. So here's the word on, okay? We have the consonant, right? The ion. We have the patak at the underneath it. So that's ah, because remember, this is a vowel holder. So ah, okay? Is the next letter a consonant without a vowel? Yes, it is. So the word is done, okay? If there were more word, we would put a line right here, okay? So means people. So you learned another word again today, or you've been exposed to another word. I know about you, but it takes me a long time to get them in my brain. Now, this one was, I think, one of your vocabulary words for last week. Okay. When my computer types, this is why I don't use it very well. This is the Zion. So this is Zay. So you have a consonant, the Zion. You have your Segol, which looks like eggs in a basket, is your A sound or EH sound. And then you have your final hey. And we've already said the final hey, when it's hey like that at the very end, it does not contain a sound. Okay. So this is Zay. It's just Z sound in an H. And that means this. So if you were pointing to someone or in the Torah, sometimes it does say this people. So Zay, Zay on. So this people, it'd probably say Zay, but that's there. So when I'm going to have you mark your syllable divisions, either way, this is a closed syllable. You would definitely put your lines there if there was more word. Okay. The good news about Hebrew is a lot of time it is small chunks of parts of a word. So that's why once you get going, you can really get going fast. Okay. So let's look at a bigger word. Okay. We have one word here. We looked at a little bit. It's called gadol. Okay. Gadol means big. And I think I've told you the joke, which isn't a joke if you're in Hebrew, and they say gadol, gadol, or gadol, 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 they actually mean you're really fat. Or they mean you're like a heavy mafia guy. You're big. You're the big one. So it's usually not a compliment when they say it that way. But if they just say gadol normally, that just means big. So, but here we go. We have ga, and then so we have one vowel. Now we have another vowel, right? So we got our dots and dashes, okay? So we know we have to have two syllables, right? There's only two syllables because we only have two vowels. So we have ga, okay? And then now where's the rest of it? Well, we have a consonant, which is dalid, the vav, the olam vav, which is our O sound. Oh no, I'm getting hit in the head. And then our lamed. So ga, we put our line, and then dol, gadol. So that's how we get gadol. Okay, and I'll do one more like this. We have, again, this is toe, because we have the vowel holder. So toe, and then it's vote. Toe, vote. And then there is, sorry, I hope you guys can't, so I apologize. My kids are getting into it. So it's toe and vote. And again, if anyone says, or if you want to say something, if someone says, oh no, I'm going for a job interview, then, or, you know, we're going to go have our baby now, you can say, besorot to vote. And that means may we hear only good news. And it's just wishing someone well in what they're doing. So this is to vote. So even gave you a phrase to use at work. Okay. We have just a few minutes. Let me see. That's a big one for you. Okay, let's just look at a bigger word once. We have something called shavaz, and I do want to get into this, but we don't have enough time to get into this today. So I don't even want to start it because it's just going to make things rough. So let me go down here. Where's your words? Okay. Week 1, where's week 2? Sorry, guys. Oh, I didn't put it in. Oh, Okay, we'll go here. Oh no, I did. Okay, here it is. Okay, here's your words for this week. Okay, let me see if I can I move it over a little? I don't know if it'll, can you, it's a little bit light. I mean, it's a little bit small. I don't think I can make it any bigger. I should have put it in this middle of the screen. Actually, I'm wondering, can I? No, I can't. Okay. Okay. So anybody want to try to read the first word?
Nope. Oh, sorry. And to be in.
Eam. Yep. Eam. So it's a Sari and an M, Eam, and that means mother. In fact, my kids call me Ema. So my mother. So this is Eam. Eam. Okay. So good job. Okay. Now, anybody want to try the next one? It's a tough one. Okay. I will do this one because this is a tough one. This is Baracha. So Baracha. We're going to talk about Shavaz again. This only has enough E sound to be able to say it. So Baracha. So Baracha is a blessing. So when we say, let's say your prayers before you eat, you're going to give a bracha, which is a blessing. Okay. So that's another word that is in the Bible a lot. Okay. Anybody want to try this one? I'm just going to keep asking. If you want to try one, take it. And if you don't, then don't. Okay. This one is Eretz. Okay. And this is land. So Eretz, Eretz. So just to reinforce consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel, consonant. Okay. Eretz. Okay. We did you before for the man, but it's a little bit different for the woman. It's at. Okay, so at is for the woman, and you see the shava underneath, and we'll talk about some of those later, but this is at. Ata is the man. So the male you is ata. This is at. Okay. This is very important. Ha. The hey in the patak, the ha at the very beginning. It shows a little dash here, and you won't always have the dash. But ha means the, and I have to tell you, oh my gosh, like 50% of the words have ha in front of it. The bread, ha,
Does it carry? Does it carry the same connotation that in English, if you precede the vowel with the definite article the, that you better be talking about the bread? You can't be talking about bread in general. You have to be talking about a specific bread.
No, it's a little bit different in this because definite article, they have one definite article in Hebrew, it's et, and it floats ahead, and then that points directly to the direct object. So it's a little bit different, has some similarities, but we'll get into that's a very good question, Donald. Try to make sure I remember to talk about that when we get a little bit farther, because it definitely that's important to know. So this is the general the ha, like like I said, the carrot, the whatever. It doesn't necessarily mean the exact carrot that we're talking about. So it's a little bit different. So,
but if you were saying it in English, you were talking about the carrot, you wouldn't say the carrot, you would just say carrots.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a little bit different. And when we see some words, you'll know, like Hamelech. Okay, Hamelech means the king. Okay, but it doesn't necessarily mean the king. That would be et Hamelech, direct object pointing to the king. So they have a marker that we use, and we'll talk about that when we get farther in. So, okay, so she and it is he. So he is she. I don't know why. Sorry, guys, but it also means it. Okay, so he is like it. So she, when you're saying it is hers, it's the way to do it for her. So kind of confusing. Sorry. Versus who, which is the man it. This is Zota. Okay, and the reason why is it's Zion with an O over it. So that's an O sound. So Zo. The Aleph is blank. The aleph is a vowel holder. It doesn't do any, it's not a vowel holder. It just doesn't do anything. And then you have your T. So it's zot. Strange one. It means this. Me is who. And just so you know, I confuse people, but you can remember me is who. And we get to, when we learn who, it means me. So me is who and who is me. It's just like it. So you could say me is who and who is it if it helps you a little bit better. Don't worry about this stuff. These are just vocabulary words to help you. If some of you had mentioned that you'd like to start building your vocabulary. Okay. This is Shabbat. This, you know, Shabbat is the Sabbath. So Shabbat. And then Sarah is Sarah. So Sarah. So those are your vocabulary words. Okay, so I am going to stop presenting because it is about that time. Okay, does anybody have any questions? No? Okay, so I don't know what your schedules are, but next week I'm good for class. If you can't make it, if you can let me know. I mean, so far we have enough that if one or two misses, I think we'll make it. So I guess that's it. Unless you have any questions, I'm still not going to give you any homework right now. I think it's still really important that if you want to do something, you go and practice those reading lines that I gave you. You know, where we went through line 1 through 7, I would work through those. Even just turn on that part of the video. I'll try to get the video up and running right away again, like I did last week. I think I got it up the same night. And then just go ahead and you don't have to worry about, you can go over the consonant vowel stuff, but just really go through your vowels, go through your letters, stuff like that. Because as we get going every week now, it's going to be, we did a tiny bit of reading and it's going to be less talking and more reading, less talking, more reading. We'll learn rules as we go. Okay, so that's all I have to say. If anybody has any questions, I'll hold on a minute. Otherwise, next week class at the same time and same date, unless people ask to change it. So
Thank you again, Madison.
you're welcome. Thank you.
Toda rabah, Madison.
Okay, toda rabah. Okay, bye, Donald. Okay,
Thank you, Madison.
you're welcome, Yatina. Just review it when you get a chance. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
And if you have questions, just reach out. So, okay.
I sure will. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome. Okay. And Lee, are you all set, or do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, I think that's
Okay.
that's really good. The like at first I was kind of confused with like what you meant by consonant, vowel, and consonant, and then
Okay.
when you actually did the exercise and showed the breaks, I was like, oh,
Yeah.
now I'm reading the chart better.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
thought consonant, vowel, consonant was like the whole word, and I was like, oh, a whole word has to be
No.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's just each symbol, right? So that
Yes.
really helped out a lot.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
that's great. If you need anything, let me know. Otherwise, we'll see you next class.
Sounds good. Thank you
Okay.
so much.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.